Alrighty, welcome, everybody. Again, here back to another episode, another YouTube live. I'm also recording that for you guys on Instagram here right now. And welcome back. Today's topic is super exciting, and that is the real root causes for your period pain. Yeah, we hear a lot of stuff out there, and so my opinion here is a little bit controversial on what is actually in real root cause for your period pain, because many people say that a root cause for your period pain might be imbalanced estrogen and might be imbalanced progesterone. But actually, why is your estrogen, why is your progesterone imbalanced? Same like a disturbed nervous system or like a wrong diet, etc. But why is your nervous system disturbed? Why is the diet doing not what it's supposed to do for you? These are the real root causes. So for me personally, I'm controversial to the root causes. I see them still as symptoms, how Western medicine is describing them. And for me, rather the root cause where we're going to dig in today is like how in your daily life, your actions and your behavior can we engage with ourselves to eliminate these symptoms and therefore eliminate the root causes that you truly have in yourself for the period pain or any kind of menstrual imbalances. So overall, let's just take the peak out here and give you the core message instantly. And that is, I truly believe your root cause is your behavior, what you are doing on a daily basis. These are actually your root causes, how you're thinking to yourself, how you're acting, how you're engaging with life. But let's take it a little bit deeper, okay? So for today, I want to talk about three major root causes that I see as a naturopath or like holistic health practitioner for menstrual health. Three major root causes that cause poor menstrual health or reproductive health in women. And I will also tell you what can you do about this, because as I just said, the core root cause is actually your actions and behavior. Now, number one of the huge ones, and that is your nervous system. So the stability state of your nervous system, or like your nervous system regulation, is one of the major root causes for your reproductive health, your menstrual health to be balanced or not. If your nervous system is out of tune, you can take as many supplements as you want. You can do all these amazing techniques. You can have great cycle syncing. You can take all the cycle seeding, taking sesame, then taking pumpkin seeds at this time. You can take all the supplements. You can take hormonal replacement therapy, whatever you want. Unless your nervous system is imbalanced, none of it will truly work. And I see so many women wasting so much money, so much energy, so much time, and so many years of your life on supplements, superfoods, diets, exercise, and nothing works. Everything is failing simply because we're not addressing the nervous system. So the only way that you can heal, I'm sorry to tell you that, and that's not a limiting belief, that's the number one belief you actually need. Unless you come into parasympathetic nervous system response, that means into an relaxed, easeful response in your nervous system, a balanced way of living, you have no chance of healing, because this is where the body heals itself. And surprise, like stress is number one cause of disease. 95% of disease nowadays are caused by stress. And at the end, it's not the external stress, it's the internal stress. If you feel stressed or not. Yeah, there's some people that run multi-billion companies and they're doing fine. There's other people, I don't know, just don't know what to wear and they're not fine. And that's because a different state of nervous system. So number one root cause for period problems, menstrual health problems, reproductive problems, any kind of problem, is your nervous system. The thing is, your body is incredibly smart. Your body wants to live. Your body wants to evolve. Nature wants to evolve. You're designed to keep evolving. And so your body knows how to heal. Your body really knows how to heal. But if we are internally stressed, that means if your nervous system is in a sympathetic, in a fight or flight response, that innate self-healing power is inhibited. it cannot function. Your body cannot restore and heal yourself. And that's very simple, because when you're in a fight or flight, in a stressed nervous system, in the sympathetic nervous system response, what is happening is all your blood is running into your limbs all the time, because you want to fight or flight. Your body wants to keep you ready, to fight or flight. And so when your body wants you to be ready to fight or flight, because we're in an emergency, we're in a stress situation, what happens? All the blood is running into your limbs. When your blood is in your limbs, it cannot be in your organs. All you can survive without limbs, right? But you cannot survive without torso. My cute dog is here. She's so sweet. Oh, sorry, Poochie. I cannot give you full attention. No. So you cannot survive without torso, only without limbs. So that is because everything that's vital, everything that's really important is happening in the torso. All our vital organs are happening in the torso. So when your blood constantly is being pushed into your limbs, into your extremities, what is happening is that you cannot heal. And especially because your torso does not get enough blood flow. And that's what usually happens. Usually we are relaxed. That's when we also in the morning, we wake up, we have cold feet, because all the blood is in the torso when we are healthy people. That's why you cannot sleep, because all the blood is in your limbs actually. So when we're healthy and regulated, all the blood is coming into the torso. Now, when the blood is in the torso, that is when the self-healing is happening. That blood keeps nourishing your reproductive system and all the organs, and brings fresh new blood, new plasma into the game, and reaches to circulation. And that is the self-healing process. Simply fresh blood, fresh nutrients coming into your system. You can eat the best superfoods. If your blood stays to the majority in your extremities because you feel stressed inside, these nutrients will not be carried sufficiently, just on a minimum to survive, but not to strive. These nutrients will stay in the limbs and will not reach your organs, and therefore you cannot heal yourself. The body is not healing yourself. And then, just to stay here on the topic, you will have period problems, because the womb is not healing and regenerating itself. But the same is valid for the heart, for the lungs, for the liver, for the kidney, for whatever is going on in there. Yeah. So, a healthy nervous system is the number one key factor for you to heal your period pain and to come into menstrual wellness. Now, the question is, what can we do for this? What do I mean with this? Again, I mean with this, come into parasympathetic nervous system response predominantly. That's why as well, like when I introduce myself, I'm like, hi, I'm Saskia. I'll help women heal their hormones and nervous system, because we cannot do one without the other. Yeah. What to do with this? Definitely do somatic healing, trauma, post-traumatic stress disease. I have another episode on that. Plays a huge role in how stressed we feel, how much the sympathetic nervous system is activated. So go back in my podcast a little bit, check out the PTSD episode. It gives you a lot of cues on that. Definitely do somatic trauma healing through breath work, through pressure therapy, through breath, body, motion activities. That is very good. Definitely also see to do deep relaxation techniques. There's many amazing somatic practices that you can do that really help the body to stay nourished, that really help the body to come back into releasing cortisol. And overall, definitely, that's the next part besides somatic trauma healing. See to reduce your cortisol levels. Like, this is key. And cortisol is much more, because it's stuck in the body in their specific exercises. You can just Google them for cortisol releasing exercises, and definitely the lifestyle. Okay. So really see to help your body come back into parasympathetic state and allow yourself to deeply heal. 1 second here. I need some battery. This is embarrassing. All right. Good. Now, a second root cause for your period pain. The second root cause is the most underlooked of all. Even doctors ask you how stressed you are, how you're able to relax, etc. The next one is uterine misalignment. How aligned or misaligned is your uterus aka your pelvic floor. Uterus, pelvic floor, not the same, but when it comes to alignment and tension, they come hand in hand. So what do I mean with this? With this, I mean like your pelvis looks like this. Ideally, it's sitting like this into your system. But now, if it's sitting like this, or if it's sitting like this when you have a swan back and really arched back, or if it's slightly sitting like this because you're working a standing occupation where you always stand on one side, or it's more like this. All these things, it's more like this or more like this. All these things cause tension and pressure. This comes from external muscle tension and pressure. So when your hips are tight, when your psoas is tight, your lower back, your core, your pelvic floor, whatever it is, this causes your entire pelvis to change its position. When your pelvis changes its position, your uterus, which is like happy inside here, also is pressed into a different position. And through that pressure, we have a poor blood flow. This can even lead to infertility because we might have pressure on an ovary, we might have pressure on the fallopian tube, on the uterus, whatsoever. This can cause great period problems, especially period cramps, because there is poor blood flow. So the body needs to cramp in order to create the bleeding or the menstruation for you. Yeah. So that being said, wrong alignment is the most underlooked root cause for period pain. Remedy that you, and it's simple as that. I don't need to go more into detail around this. The most important thing you can do to prevent that and help you heal from that is doing regular hip releasing exercises. So make sure that you stretch your psoas. Go to the yin class that's releasing your hips. Make sure you do also pelvic floor relaxation exercises. Everybody's screaming after Kegel exercises to strengthen the pelvic floor. But at the end, what we really need is not to strengthen it. Most of us have hypotension. That means too much tension in the pelvis. What we actually need is to relax and release the pelvic floor. So definitely do release exercises. Yoni de-armoring with a yoni wand is really amazing. You can get 10% off with my code down below. What's really beautiful is jade egg practices. I'm also offering that, so feel free to check the links below as well to join that, or to send me a message wherever you're watching that. If you watch it on Spotify, YouTube, IG, wherever, always feel free to send me a question. I'm happy to point you into the right direction. Yeah, that's a tool I use a lot in my one-on-one is jade egg practice for deep and de-armoring, for deep relaxation in our pelvic floor. You can go get womb massage done. Yoni steaming also helps a lot. There's a specific kind of ginger that helps a lot. There's this Thai ginger that you can just Google Thai ginger. That is really prominent for helping lift the ovaries and relax the pelvic floor as well. But then mostly really exercise, like just sitting and on the exhale curve. Inhale, come up, and exhale curve. Simple like this. Putting your legs up like this and swaying them to the side. These things very, very, very relaxing. I'm also having a lot of hip releasing yin yoga classes. Just check the link below or check out my YouTube channel. You will find what you need. So definitely deep release. And a little hint for you, just stretching after workout for 20 seconds, not enough. We need to at least stretch for 3 minutes to really have a positive effect on the deep tissue, on the fascia. Now, third root cause. What is the third most prominent root cause? I actually mentioned it before, but I still want to put it into a different section, and that is stress. So yes, I talked about the nervous system and about feeling stressed, but also now I want to dive even deeper into the external stress. So when I talk about nervous system, I mean the internal stress. Now I want to talk about the external stress, because about stress, we always just think about work and money. But actually, there is so many stress factors that really cause bad menstrual health, reproductive health, and period pain, endometriosis, PCOS, you name it. And so one of the most common stress factors that's completely overlooked is definitely diet, sleep, and sexuality. Like these three are key factors in how stressed or non-stressed we feel. If our sleep is interrupted, that means we don't get enough sleep, we get a poor quality of sleep, we do not get enough REM or deep sleep, we do sleep irregular at different times all the time. This is huge stress for the system. This can drive people completely crazy. And this is probably the biggest factor of stress that we have in our life. Like, you can have amazing sleep and the shittiest job, and you will feel much better than with shitty sleep and the best job in the world. That's just as it is. Yeah. So sleep, super, super important. Another one with diet. Definitely many diets put a lot of stress onto us, not only because of the toxins that we have. And no, you cannot wash off glyphosate, even not with baking soda in your washing. It doesn't work. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, but going organic is the only way. All these chemicals put a lot of stress onto our system, but also especially under eating. So many people highly undereat. They do not eat enough carbs, they do not eat enough calories. You need more than 2,000 calories a day. 1,200 calories, which is like the average diet for a health conscious woman, is horrendous. A 2-year-old needs 1,200 calories, or like a 4-year-old, but not an adult. Okay. And many people don't eat enough protein. And we're all like, oh, I need more greens, I need more vitamins, da da da. Like, are you getting actually enough protein and enough fat and enough calories in? This is much more important than any vitamins, actually. So definitely eating enough. And also with the diet, a lot what I see women do intermittent fasting. That is a lot of stress on a female body. For men, intermittent fasting is amazing. For women, intermittent fasting, I would not recommend that. Puts a lot of stress onto it, especially skipping breakfast. So to avoid stress with diet, excuse me, it's my dog. I just adopted 2 tiny, lovely baby kittens. They are so cute, and they're behind a glass door. And now my dog is really impatient. So I'm sorry if you hear the barking. Now, back to it. So with diet, a lot of stress we get is from eating like food with a lot of chemicals. It's not enough food that we're eating, and as well, irregular meal times is a huge thing. Skipping breakfast is a huge thing with stress. And as well, restriction causes a lot of stress for us. Now, next thing. I said sleep, right? I said food, and I said sexuality. That's the next thing. And with sexuality, I mean the full spectrum. So one hand, having an unhealthy libido puts tremendous stress and pressure onto us because our body is designed to reproduce. That is the number one function your body is supposed to do besides survival on a minimum is reproduction. If your sexuality is interrupted, it's incredibly unhealthy because the strongest... Hey, that was my dog. I'm so sorry. Hey, Lily. Because the strongest force in your system is inhibited. That causes friction and problems in your system as hell. Imagine, it's the same when you put something in a glass bottle and you freeze it, and it's just like, it's bursting. The same thing is happening to you if you suppress your sexuality, or when your sexuality is not fulfilled, be it different fantasies, desires, or libido at all. That is a huge cause of stress. Okay. Hey, Manu. The next thing, what is a huge cause of stress? Let's go deeper into chemicals. Chemicals are insane and they're almost everywhere. And yes, they have a really bad impact on your system. It's nowadays, for the first time since we actually track record, I think, since that fertility is decreasing again. Like on average, the average woman leaves her morning routine, her bathroom, with 150 harmful chemicals in her system through cosmetic products that she's using. That is a lot. That's a lot of chemicals that you're putting into your body, and most of them really mess with your endocrine system, really mess with your hormones. Now, so this is a huge stress factor. A few easy hacks that you can do to avoid these chemicals coming into your system. You can write that down instantly. The first thing I did was change my dishwashing soap, because it's literally what I'm eating and consuming. And you can just use baking powder or baking soda and a brush and wash with that. I have organic one from the organic farm. It's all homemade with different fruit pulps. Yeah. That was the first thing. The next thing was definitely my skincare routine and my toothbrushing. You can just make toothpaste yourself with coconut oil You can put it in the fridge, gets nice and hot, so it's easy to handle. Coconut oil, charcoal powder put inside, and then some mint droppers, amazing, or like lemon, feels really good. And the next thing, the facial routine. So I use from an unpacked shop organic facial wash. I mix it with a little bit of clay powder to nice paste. It's really exfoliating, feels awesome. You can also just grind almonds, very, very fine and powdery, or you can also use the flour of mung beans, that's amazing, or of chickpeas, they are also amazing to wash your skin. Yeah. And then I oil my skin after very well, and then I rinse the face off again, because fat and oil is the basis of soap. Also for skincare, I just use natural organic stuff to really avoid all these harsh chemicals coming into body, to avoid additional stress coming into my system, because I run multiple businesses. There's a lot of stress. I'm a hyper creative person. There's a lot of stress happening in my life. And so I need to avoid it wherever it comes into the game. But the cosmetics and chemicals are one of the number one causes for women to have immense reproductive problems, including infertility, PCOS, and endometriosis, miscarriages, you name it. So my skincare routine, like I just use a mix of rosehip oil with vitamin E oil. Perfect. Yeah. And also for the body, I don't use much body soap. My mom makes soap herself, but if you don't have that luxury, you can just actually oil your body with coconut oil or sesame oil or almond oil or olive oil and rinse yourself off after and pat yourself dry. And that literally is soap, because soap is based on fat. Actually, it's not foaming, but it's going to be cleaning. Yeah. And then last but not least, one of the biggest causes of stress that I see with my clients is definitely their relationships and friendships. Like, not to talk about work, obviously, in different work relationships and how the harmony is there in the team. I'm a big defender of, like, if your team energy sucks, get out of there. If you're not happy going to your job, get out of it. It's just fucking money. But that is your health and your well-being and your life and your time. Okay. So, but overall, like, the quality of your relationships is a huge overlooked root cause, because it causes us so much stress. So when you go to the doctor, it's like, how stressed are you? You just think about work. You don't think about your friendships and relationships. So the quality of your friendships, the quality of your connections. Do you feel safe when you're dysregulated to go to friends and co-regulate with them? If not, you need to change your tribe. Like, seriously, this is a core thing to be less stressed, is to have plenty of connection in your life, healthy, regulated, calming connection. And then another one is like really your relationships. If your relationships are causing you more stress than good, I'm sorry to tell you, but are stressing you, and you really need to get rid of them. Like, so many people like, I need to do detox and I have parasites. Da, da, da. I'm like, yeah, you mean that guy you're not really happy with, right? So, of course, like, I think it's awesome to work on long-term relationships and resolve things, but do not brush it off as nothing. So either really resolve it or resolve it for yourself, because just suppressing things and carrying them on also in friendships and relationships, not talking about the things, but just keep carrying them with you and building up that resentment, that is really toxic for your body. And you start building up toxic relationships. And as soon as you're in a toxic relationship, be it friends, family, partner, and that's the thing, a toxic relationship doesn't need to be a horrible relationship. It can be an awesome relationship that got a little bit neglected and a lot of resentment had built up. Okay. And once you do that, that is literally toxins for your body. You're literally pouring toxins through emotions into your body. Okay. Now, that being said, these are the most common root causes and examples of stress that I see the most with my clients. There are more detailed examples of stress. Something like the routine you're doing, is it really appropriate for your body type? You know, there's people that do like ice bathing all the time. It's not good for the body type. There's people like live out of alignment with the season. There's like wrong food combinations. But these are micro details. They're not so important. And I really want to also keep it simple and digestible for you guys here. So to summarize that, the three most common and yet completely overlooked root causes is definitely nervous system regulation. Supplements won't do shit for you if you're not having your nervous system regulated and seek and predominant parasympathetic state. That means mostly be deeply relaxed in your body. not just lying in a hammock. No, it doesn't make you necessarily relax. Really being deeply relaxed in your system. That is the healthiest way to approach it. The next one is definitely take care. You have a healthy pelvic floor alignment. You have a healthy uterine alignment. And then the third root cause is definitely reduce stress, especially the hidden stress factors. And there's one big stressor that's coming also into my system, and it's definitely screen time. Like, even if you wear blue block glasses, there is so much flickering going on. And the media you consume, what kind of media you consume, what kind of music you consume. Is it happy music? Is it intensive, angry music? Is it positive news that you're reading, positive media that you're reading, listening to, engaging with? All this is crazy stress for your system. Okay, crazy stress for your system. I swapped to do a lot of my work instead of on a computer, actually handwritten, and then transfer it into computer once it's done. So I'm not staring at the screen while I'm thinking, etc. And that really, really, really helps to keep the nervous system regulated. And yes, this stuff has to do with your hormones and is causing period pain. And this is really causing period pain. It seems so disconnected, but is so inherently connected to each other. It's really, really important. And even when you wear blue blocks, as said, there is this flickering in your screen happening. That's really not so healthy. And that's a huge stress for your nervous system and therefore impacting your hormones. It's impacting your metabolism. It's impacting your melatonin, serotonin production. That is impacting your overall hormonal health. So nervous system, uterine, aka pelvic floor alignment, just to sum it up roughly, and stress. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm really excited to be back with you guys soon. It was a pleasure as always. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to my channel. We have episodes coming up quite often. And as well, check the links below. I'm currently having one-on-one spots open and I'm very excited. And yeah, check the links below. I have self-paced programs as well. There is the right thing for every problem you have and the right approach for everybody in your different working styles. And I would love to guide you into more aligned hormonal health through helping you balance your menstruation and your nervous system, also with somatic healing. And yeah, it was great spending time with you. My name is Saskia and much love.